Good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk about pension options. A lot of people that we're seeing today either have a pension through their employer, but they have different pension options, and they may also be offered a lump sum. So it's a huge decision that people have to make, and we want to make sure they're making the correct decision. So let me just walk you through what a typical pension option would look like. When you're talking about pension options, the first thing the one is going to be called a life-only option. And how this works, if we have a husband and a wife, let's say the husband gets a $3,000 a month pension. If he chooses the life-only option in retirement and he dies coming home from his retirement party, the wife would not be a happy camper. She would not receive any portion of that retirement benefit. Now, the saving caveat here is if the husband were to choose the life-only option, he's got to get the wife to sign a waiver. You can't do this independently of your spouse. The spouse has to be aware of that decision. The most common option we see is called a joint and survivor 50%. Typically here, the employee is going to take about a 10% hit on his pension to enable the spouse to receive half of that upon their death. And then you might have the larger or the more richer option, joint and survivor 100%. Here the employee may take a 20% hit on his pension, but upon his death, the spouse would receive the same amount of money. Now, the sad part about this decision-making process is most people spend more time planning their 2-week summer vacation than they do the next 30 years of their lives. Here's how people typically make this decision. Husband, which one do you like? I like this one. Wife, which one do you like? I like this one. Which one do they choose? Door number 2, the one in the middle. And after they make this decision, we tell them there's really only 4 potential outcomes. The first one, the husband dies early. So if the husband dies early, the wife gets half of the pension. The husband did protect part of the pension. That one actually works. The second outcome would be the wife dies early. Now, in this one, this doesn't work out quite as well because if the wife dies early, typically the husband is stuck with that lower pension. He cannot go back up to the higher pension. That is known as a pop-up provision. Very few pension plans today offer pop-up provisions. So now the husband is giving up $300 a month, $3,600 a year, potentially for 30 years. He's given up over $100,000 for a retirement benefit nobody would ever receive. The third one would be they both live happily ever after. Well, that's the goal for everybody out there today, but even if that happens, the husband is still giving up $300 a month, $3,600 a year, 30 years, he's giving up $100,000. If he lives until 90 and he dies, and as we so often see, the wife may die a short period later, 3 to 6 months later, then he gave up $100,000 in retirement benefits so that the wife could receive $1,300 for 3 to 6 months. So that one wouldn't be a good one. This is not a good one. And the last one here is what happens if they both die early. If they both die early, the company they worked for kind of laughs all the way to the bank because they don't have to pay anybody anything. So these are the 4 potential options. And what we try to get people to recognize, what are they really selling you here? They are selling you life insurance. They're charging you $300 a month for a survivor benefit. So the flip side of this, what we try to get people, if they're healthy, to do, why don't you take the first option, take the $300 a month, and now buy your own life insurance. Now let's walk through that. Let's say you could get life insurance for, say, $250,000. Husband dies early. Wife, would you rather get $1,350 a month taxable to you as ordinary income or $250,000 in a lump sum tax-free? That's kind of an easy one. Wife dies early. If the wife dies early, what can the husband do? Well, he can cancel the life insurance, and now he's back up to the $3,000 a month. Or if he wants to change the beneficiary to somebody else, he has the capability of doing that. You both live happily ever after. Again, if this is a form of permanent life insurance, when they both die in their 90s, somebody, the kids or somebody else, is going to get $250,000 of tax-free death benefit. And if they both die early, the pension is not lost either because you still have the life insurance to pass on to somebody else. So again, if these are the only pension options you are looking at, You got to look at this very carefully because so many times people make the wrong decisions. And when you look at it in this fashion, it usually makes more sense to go out and buy your own life insurance through a life insurance company rather than purchasing this from your pension company. Again, if you've got questions, pick up the phone and give us a call. Have a great day.